Today, we are going to talk about the top places for people to retire in. So this information comes from internationalliving.com, which every year puts out the International Living Retirement Index. And this is a scoring system that they have come up with based on a few different criteria, but rated by people who are actually living in those countries to give you an idea of what it would be like to retire there. And some of the categories that they look at when coming up with this index number are housing. How easy is it to buy or rent a place to live when you get there? Benefits and discounts. A lot of countries give discounts and things like that to retirees. So what are those benefits and discounts? Visas and residence. Once you get there, how hard is it to stay there if you like it there? Can you get permanent residency or long-term visas? Fitting in and entertainment. Once you get there, are you going to feel comfortable going out and finding other people to make friends with and having things to do? Development. How developed are they? Do they have high-speed internet? Do they have good roads? Do they have good transportation, phone, electricity in some cases? Is all of that already done? And climate. Is it cold? Is it warm? Too hot? Is it a comfortable place to be every day? Healthcare. When you get into your retirement years, usually that means a few more trips to the doctor every year. So how hard is it going to be to find a doctor? How hard is it going to be to get your prescriptions? Things like that. How expensive is it going to be? Governance. What is the government like? Is it a safe environment? Is it a stable environment? Do they value the same freedoms that we as Americans value? And how bloated is their bureaucracy? Opportunity. So you're retired, but you still wouldn't mind making a little bit of extra income on the side. Well, can you do that? And cost of living. How much does that gallon of milk cost? That pound of ground beef? What are your daily expenses? Your cell phone bills? Are they expensive or not? So the people at International Living take each of those categories, give it a score between 1 and 100, and average those scores out to come up with their index number. So here are the top 5. And please keep in mind that none of this takes into account any COVID restrictions that these countries might have. Some of them might be banning travel for now, or you have to quarantine for 2 weeks when you get there. None of that is taken into consideration. So if you're going to go there, please look those possible restrictions up before you go. So number 5 is Portugal with an index rating of 83.2. Now, if you like Europe, you probably will like Portugal because it is that European living feel with the old world charm and history that it has. English is widely spoken, so you probably have a good amount of time to learn Portuguese. And its climate is considered the best in Europe, with hot summers but mild winters. They do have great internet service and a thriving digital community. So if you are looking to make a little income on your computer on the side, you'll have plenty of company there with you. And it's a very safe and friendly environment and very kid-friendly. Most activities there are going out to eat, going to the theater. They assume that you're going to bring your kids. So if you're retiring there, you can feel free to have your grandchildren come and visit. Now, the cost to live there is about $2,500 to $3,000 per couple per month, depending on the city you live in and your lifestyle. Number 4 is Colombia with an index rating of 83.3. Now, keep in mind, the Colombia of today is a lot different than the Colombia of 20 years ago, now that Pablo Escobar is gone. It's a lot safer place to be today than it used to be. And it is one of the most diverse places. They have Caribbean Ocean and Pacific Ocean meeting. You've got everywhere from the Andes to the Amazon. 20% of all species on Earth are in Colombia. Not to mention the Caño Cristalis, which is the river of 5 colors, or the liquid rainbow. Healthcare is 70% cheaper than it is in the US, and according to the World Health Organization, it's better care than in the US or in Canada. And in some cities, a movie theater will cost you a mere $2 and a beer just $1. So you can expect a couple to be able to live there on a monthly basis for about $2,000, depending on the city that you choose. Number 3 is Mexico with an index score of 83.5. Now, if you are thinking that Mexico might be the place for you, well, you are in good company because estimates are that 1 million Americans and 500,000 Canadians have retired down there already. Of course, it helps that residency is easy to get. You can get temporary residency, or you can start on a permanent residency right away, and there's no minimum stay. You don't have to be there a certain amount of time to keep that residency. There is a huge diversity in climates and landscapes and lifestyles. You've got the heat and the humidity on the sea coasts, or if you want something more temperate, you can go up into the higher elevations. Or if you want that Southern California perfect climate, just go over to the Baja area. They also have good low-cost healthcare. It is actually free to all citizens and temporary and permanent residents. And you can expect to be able to live there comfortably for about $2,000 a month, depending on the area and your lifestyle. Number 2 is Panama with an index score of 84.4. Now, one of the great things about Panama is it is outside of the hurricane belt. No need to worry about hurricanes. And if you're thinking of living in the city, Panama City is not the cheapest city to live in, but it is the most modern city in Central America. And it's the only city in Central America that has a light rail. And of course, because it is a big city, it has a great infrastructure for internet and electricity and your utilities. Their healthcare is also very cost efficient, costing less than $150 a month. And applying for residency is about as easy as proving that you have $1,000 a month coming from a pension. And when you get that residency, that unlocks all kinds of discounts and benefits on food and transportation and airline, all kinds of things that they have available just to retirees. So in Panama City itself, a couple can expect to spend about $2,500 a month. Probably less if you move a little bit further from the city. And since we're talking about locations, please go right down below and hit that like button. Number 1, Costa Rica. Known as the Switzerland of Central America because of its reputation for safety and neutrality. And it even has a quarter of its land set aside as protected parks and wildlife refuges. It also helps that their outdoor culture, they get out and surf and scuba dive and walk. And the natural foods that you can buy there provides health benefits as well. And a lot of people report losing weight that they didn't know that they would lose. And it's such a healthy environment. In fact, it has one of 5 blue zones that exist on the planet. And a blue zone is a place where there's a higher than normal occurrence of centenarians, people who live to be over 100. And their rate of centenarians is 10 times higher than the U.S. Now, once you obtain your residency, you pay somewhere between 7 and 11% of your income into their healthcare system. And if you want to subsidize that, you can also do that with private insurance that you can get at a fraction of what it would cost in the United States. Now, most couples can live pretty comfortably on a monthly basis for about $2,000. But if you have a little more in your budget, $2,500 to $3,000 will get you all the creature comforts that you could want. Go ahead and click right here if you're curious to find out the top states that Californians are moving to. And if you like this kind of content, go ahead and click right here for the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you next time.